Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of our Congress series. Obviously, today we're talking about the 5th Congress that was in session from 1797 until 1799. That's right. This would be the last Congress of the 18th century. Well, that the Congress entirely is in the 18th century. Ignore that in the background. I'm kind of watching / listening to YouTube on my Switch. So yeah, we're gonna jump right into things right now because once again, I would like to keep all these videos under 10 minutes, and so far I've been doing pretty well with that. And I would like to keep it all under 10 minutes for each episode. Even though there's a lot going on, it's Anyways, Sessions. No, not Jeff Sessions. Once again, he's not in the cabinet anymore. He doesn't exist in the government anymore. Well, actually, he does, but he's not important anymore. We don't care about him. We'll get on with that on a later video. Anyways, sessions. How many sessions were there? Well, there were 3 regular sessions and 2 special sessions. Yeah. I was quite surprised when I found that out yesterday. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. They're like in between the 2 specials are kind of like in the middle of the other 3, or House makeup. There were 107 representatives in total. Speaker of the House is Jonathan Dayton, and he is a Federalist. Once again, just like how we explained on Thursday, that the pro-administrative party or group or whatever became the Federalists, and the anti-administration became the Democratic Republicans. That's something to keep in mind. Speaking of the Federalists and Democratic Republicans, we have 57 Federalists and 50 Democratic Republicans. Because, logic. In the Senate, 32. And who is the President of the Senate? Once again, the President of the Senate is also the Vice President of the United States. And you know who it was? If you said John Adams, I'm sorry, you're wrong. It's Thomas Jefferson. John Adams is president now, so keep that in mind too. The president pro tempore, according to my notes, there were 4. William Bradford, who is a Federalist. I don't know if I mentioned or not, but Thomas Jefferson is a Democratic Republican. Anyways, back to the president pro tempore. So anyways, William Bradford, Federalist. Jacob Reed, Federalist. Theodore Sedgwick, Federalist. John Lawrence, Federalist. And James Ross, Federalist. And the makeup of the Senate is 22 Federalists, 9 Democratic Republicans, and 1 vacancy. Yep. So yeah. Now this is the part where we go into a interesting fact or a major event that happened in this Congress or during America at the time. You guys probably don't even know about this, and I'm surprised I didn't even mention it in the president videos. But the QuasiWar began between France and the United States as a result of the XYZ affair. Let's see how much time we have. Oh, okay, we're at 4.5 minutes. Yeah, I can explain them. So, before I explain what the QuasiWar was, I should probably explain what the XYZ affair is. Now, of course, during the time when Washington was president, France and England were at the point where they were gonna, go to war with each other. And of course, this was after the French Revolution. France overthrew Louis XVI, beheaded him. Revolutionary France and basically the French Revolutionary Wars were going on, which I guess is part of the French Revolution. And then all the European powers like, oh boy, we gotta jump in on this. So they did. And Britain and France, obviously, they were all-time rivals. I mean, come on. And obviously at the time we were trading, us Americans were trading with both England and France, which is good for us, but bad for them. So since France, noticing that we were trading with England, their enemy and rival also, in every sense of the word, they started attacking American ships. And President Adams, Washington, I should say, declared neutrality in the crisis. Because obviously I think Washington did a good thing, because we just won our war for independence from England, and we have to take time for the tensions of the American Revolution to chill and kind of lay low, so it's just a minor thing. And then John Adams comes into office and says, I don't want to take any particular side, even though I mainly want to support the British or the French or whatever side he supported. I think it was the French. So he sent diplomats to France to try to solve the conflict peacefully. But apparently the French people that were there when Adams sent representatives to France, the Frenchmen demanded a bribe, in which then it was reported back to Congress, which is this Congress, of course. And since the Frenchmen weren't labeled by their correct names, they were referred to as X, Y, and Z. And that's how the XYZ affair was named and happened. Everyone wanted war, and we kind of eventually got war, kind of. It was actually our first war as an independent country, but not our first declared war. That's going to come a little later. Probably next week. So the QuasiWar, yeah. I honestly don't know much about it, other than the fact it was part of the French Revolutionary Wars. It was kind of, of course it was England against France, but we were kind of helping the British in a way, kind of. And Spain was helping France a little bit, because, yeah. I don't know, the QuasiWar, that's a very odd topic, and a very odd war. So I think in some time after this Congress series, we will talk about it in a video. Alright, now how much time we got? 8.5 minutes? Okay. So we're going to end off this episode right here, because, I spent a little time talking about the XYZ affair and the QuasiWar. So we'll talk about the QuasiWar on a later day. I don't know when. Hopefully soon. Actually, yeah. It depends on how I feel. So, yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for tomorrow for the 6th Congress. And this one's a hoot and a holler. Thanks for watching.